On January 30, 2026, President Donald Trump issued a blunt warning to the United Kingdom and Canada, urging them to reconsider deepening economic ties with China. Speaking ahead of a film premiere, Trump called recent UK and Canadian overtures to Beijing very dangerous. Duryari day to rebatin duri at dancing, I dane curie. Prime Minister Keir Starmer's visit to China and Canada's new trade initiatives. Trump's remarks signaled a sharp rift within the Western alliance, transforming national economic decisions into a transatlantic test of loyalty. He warned that Canada's economic challenges would not be solved by Beijing, framing the issue as both economic and national security. By linking UK and Canadian choices to potential US economic consequences, Trump escalated the stakes, setting the stage for heightened diplomatic tension. The world now watches to see how Starmer and Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney will respond to this direct challenge from their most powerful ally. As Trump issued his warning, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer wrapped up a landmark visit to China, the first by a British leader in 8 years. Starmer, joined by 60 business leaders, aimed to reset UK-China relations, resulting in major agreements: visa-free travel for Britons, halved tariffs on British whiskey, and a $15 billion AstraZeneca investment in China. Chinese automaker Chery also announced a new R&D hub in Liverpool, further deepening economic ties. Starmer insisted that strengthening ties with Beijing doesn't mean choosing between China and the US, pointing to a recent $150 billion American investment in the UK. British officials say Washington was briefed in advance, but Trump's very dangerous comment shows the White House remains unconvinced. The UK's renewed engagement with China is a delicate balancing act, as it seeks economic opportunity without alienating its closest ally. The diplomatic fallout is just beginning. Canada too drew Trump's ire after Prime Minister Mark Carney signed a major trade deal with China, aiming to diversify away from US economic dependence. Trump responded with a threat, a 100% tariff on all Canadian goods if Ottawa proceeds, a move that would devastate the North American economy. He also threatened to decertify Canada's Bombardier jets unless Canada certifies US-made Gulfstream aircraft, escalating the trade standoff. Carney's government views trade diversification as essential for Canada's future, but Washington sees it as a betrayal. The message from Trump is clear: economic loyalty to the US means keeping China at arm's length. Canada now faces a stark choice: pursue new opportunities in Asia or risk a catastrophic trade war with its largest partner. Amid these tensions, Trump announced he'll soon name his pick to succeed Jerome Powell as Federal Reserve Chair, a decision with global economic implications. Former Fed Governor Kevin Warsh is the frontrunner, known for his hawkish stance on interest rates, a prospect that's already rattled markets. The new chair will inherit a complex landscape: trade disputes with allies, global uncertainty, and the need to balance US interests with international stability. Trump's timing is strategic, underscoring America's economic leverage as allies look eastward. The Fed's next leader will shape not just US policy, but the financial health of the world. As Britain and Canada pursue new deals, Washington's next move could have even greater global impact. The UK and Canada aren't alone. Western leaders are flocking to Beijing, seeking economic opportunity amid sluggish growth at home. Recent visitors include France's Macron, South Korea's Li, and soon, Germany's Chancellor Merz, all hoping to tap China's vast consumer market. For the UK, access for services and exports like whiskey is vital. For Canada, diversifying beyond the US is a strategic necessity. This isn't a wholesale pivot away from Washington, but a pragmatic effort to balance economic interests with security alliances. US officials remain skeptical, warning that China offers cheap products and cheap friendships, and framing the issue as a moral and strategic test. The West's approach to China is now a central fault line in global politics. The stakes for alliance unity have never been higher. The past week has exposed deep fractures in the Western alliance over how to engage with China. Trump's threats forced the UK and Canada to choose risk US retaliation or forego lucrative Chinese deals. Both governments will try to reassure Washington while defending their right to independent trade policy, but success is far from certain. Meanwhile, Trump's Fed chair pick could send shockwaves through global markets, reminding allies that U.S. policy still shapes the world economy. The post-Cold War consensus is fracturing, and the choices made now will define the Western alliance for years to come. The world waits to see whether unity or national interest will prevail. The stakes could not be higher.